Gather round the campfire, friends, for a haunting tale from the shadows of New Zealand's wilderness. A mystery, unsolved after 30 long years, with twists darker than the remote valleys where our saga begins. It was spring 1989, when adventure called to Heidi and Urban, two carefree Swedish backpackers, traversing a faraway land in the prime of youth. Yet, after a fateful forest trek, the lovers vanished without a trace. Only their abandoned belongings offered ominous clues, the first in a chain of strange discoveries that would launch this enduring cold case. The story you're about to hear involves an isolated valley, a stolen vehicle, and allegations of police corruption. But most alarmingly, a violent fugitive named David Tamihere lurking in the woods that tragic season. Tamihere was already a convicted criminal when he went on the run, evading capture in the bush. By the time he emerged, Heidi and Urban had disappeared in those same woods, plunging the community into chaos. Police swiftly accused Tamihere of the shocking crimes. But with questions left unresolved, we must delve into the shadows ourselves to unravel the enduring New Zealand murder mystery. Our journey starts when Heidi and Urban embarked on their travels, stopping to have their hair cut in the quaint coastal village of Tams. Locals spotted the laughing pair strolling arm in arm through the peaceful streets, full of dreams for their future together. Little did they know, those dreams would end abruptly in the rugged Coromandel Ranges. Its soaring peaks and plunging gorges form barriers sealing travelers off from civilization. Heidi and Urban aim to hike to an isolated spot called Cosby's Clearing, but the uphill path there is treacherous, narrow at times along cliff edges with uncertain footing. Elsewhere, it disappears completely into tangled greenery with no trace, leaving you lost which way lies forward. The environment itself feels alive and enclosing. Countless abandoned mine shafts patiently wait to swallow the unwitting. So why would our wanderers brave such a nightmarish hike? Because the spectacular valley views at the end are said to be the most well-deserved reward. But it also draws hunters. For this was the stomping grounds of David Tamihere. Ruggedly handsome with forceful charm, Tamihere too roamed these slopes, not by choice, but banished here as a fugitive avoiding his crimes. He knew the land's every fold and crevice, its caves and secrets. While two sightseers entered his domain unaware, the game had turned dangerously lethal. When Heidi and Urban were missing for weeks, dread seeped into communities below. As police combed the tracks, the first dire clues emerged. Heidi's deliberately folded jacket, left off-trail as if marking a spot. Nearby, her wallet with family photos emerged, suggesting malicious intent. Suspicion swirled until witnesses reported a wild-eyed man recklessly driving the couple's rental car around the area. None other than Tamihere emerged from years in hiding. Police nabbed him quickly. However, back in custody, he mentioned nothing of Heidi and Urban when questioned. Instead, he brazenly claimed he simply discovered their abandoned vehicle fully loaded with gear. Can you imagine such audacity? Inside was Urban's own watch left on the seat. Proof Tamihere marked them from the start. Clearly he tracked their progress, awaiting his moment to strike. After ambushing the helpless couple, this monster stole relics as trophies while wildly driving their car around. Whispers spread that the vanished tourists had met mortal danger in the highlands. When bold witnesses confessed Tamihere bragged of his savage butchery in prison, it seemed an open and shut case. Why else hide from justice so long in the wilderness? Yet, hidden miles from Cosby's Clearing lay clues rendering the accepted story insufficient. In an obscure valley called Wentworth, a lone hunter named Alan stumbled upon a scene he wishes he had never discovered. Surrounded by clawing forest lay a pile of weathered bones, scattered by seasons of scavengers. Alan instantly recognized, by tattered clothing remains, the victim was Urban. Horrified, Alan fled to inform authorities. Experts confirmed his fears. Forensics showed Urban met violent death by a sharp weapon. Yet his unbroken hands meant the deadly ambush struck without warning. No signs of struggle. As questions multiplied, Heidi's fate remained unknown. For future searches, found only her belongings sprinkled eerily far apart. No trace of Heidi herself ever emerged, despite some claiming potential sightings years later. Most experts doubt such remote survival without evidence, so her whereabouts remain tragically uncertain, with no closure for loved ones or justice seekers haunted by the case. Back to Urban's body abandoned in Wentworth Valley, far from the official search area. Why there? How? And at whose hands, if not Tamihere's? Too many gaps fail to align Tamihere with the actual murder scene or forensic details, yet whenever pressed on inconsistencies, justice turns a blind eye. Might detectives have fabricated an unproven tale by coaching cellmates into perjuring themselves for reduced sentences? Does concrete evidence convict Tamihere beyond doubt? Or might an innocent man waste away his final years unjustly caged? The police investigation into Heidi and Urban's disappearance has been plagued by criticism and potential corruption, including allegations that evidence was mishandled and testimony fabricated. David Tamihere was convicted in 1990 mainly on circumstantial evidence, but continues proclaiming his innocence even after being released on parole in 2010. Theories remain that Tamihere acted with an accomplice, potentially fellow fugitive Huey Foley, who confessed the murders on his deathbed. Many question Tamihere's guilt due to the lack of physical evidence implicating him and dependence on contradictory inmate testimony. The remote location of Urban's body, 70 kilometers away from the alleged crime scene, does not line up with arguments he transported and killed the couple there. Tamihere maintains innocence despite his criminal past, leading supporters to theorize he was falsely convicted again based on solely circumstantial evidence. With no DNA, blood, or unwavering eyewitnesses tying Tamihere to the crime, doubts linger whether he truly committed the murders or was simply a convenient suspect convicted amidst the pressure to solve a confounding case. The precise truth of the couple's fate continues to elude authorities and amateur sleuths alike. The Swedish case endures as one of New Zealand's most controversial unsolved crimes. The full story remains concealed deep in the Coromandel bush for now.